What is good, Cardano fam, ADA gang? We have lots of exciting updates to unpack today, so hit that subscribe, hit that like. Cardano ADA 24-hour trade volume surpasses $500 million according to CoinGecko. CoinMarketCap ranks Cardano as the 8th most bullish community sentiment at over 87%. Cryptotwits by Stocktwits ranks Cardano number 3 trending on their platform. Good social dominance. Bitstamp by Robinhood now offers Cardano ADA trading for their US customers. This is fantastic. More trade volume, and we're seeing many exchanges now open the floodgates to their US clients. We saw Binance US, and I think we're going to see many more. MEXC, with over $3 billion in 24-hour trade volume, will list Palm Economy on Tuesday, June 10th. Great to see the support. I think Palm is a great project, so I was very happy to see this new listing announcement. World Mobile, in partnership with Sundae Labs, today launches their new non-custodial staking rewards portal for Cardano-native World Mobile token, designed to be simple, secure, and reliable. Great to see the work with Sundae. Altcoin Daily says Cardano doing Bitcoin DeFi is so slept on. And I agree. I think that people are underestimating the synergy between these two. And with the launch of Cardinal, the white paper released by IO and Fairgate, and what's coming up with Lace and everything else, I think we're going to see some fantastic products. Well, it's been a while, hasn't it? He's Alex, I'm Alex, we're all Alex. Alex Becker predicts Cardano ADA could easily get to $100 billion market cap or even more. So again, I think he's erring on the side of caution, but that's easy. That's light work. What do you guys think? $100 billion market cap, easy? Charles Hoskinson had a surprise AMA yesterday. There were fantastic questions being asked, and we're going to continue to release more clips tomorrow as well. Charles says the minute India reforms its laws, changes the 1% transaction tax, and gets the government out of the way of crypto, India will be one of the largest and most meaningful, if not the largest crypto market in the world. And I do think that with the US, Sergey Nazarov also agreed with Charles that the US is a super regulator. So when they push legislation that's pro-crypto, it will ripple quickly to the rest of the world. So we'll see. Charles says input-output has been working diligently on Ouroboros Leios, upgrades to Plutus, Aiken, Babel fees, Bitcoin DeFi, Ouroboros Peras, Midnight, Lace, and RealFi. All things considered, as an ecosystem, we're moving forward. Charles says Starstream is going to make Plutus better because it gives coroutines or cooperative multitasking to Plutus. I think Starstream is going to do a great job to enhance Cardano. Charles goes on to say that Leios is in the prototyping phase. We're making progress month by month. The result of that work will be writing a CIP, or a Cardano Improvement Proposal. We'll have a full simulation and a pretty good specification for how to implement it. And then at that point, they're going to go maximum like 24/7 development and really get it out as soon as possible. Charles says, my hope is to find a path to get World Mobile to be a partner chain and help them with enhancing and refining their tokenomics to go on as many chains as possible and get World Mobile nodes to be as decentralized as possible. So good relations between Cardano, World Mobile, and lest we forget that, guys, WMTX, when it comes to decentralized exchange trade volume, it's Cardano dexes that dominate. Charles says the Midnight Glacier drop will be earlier than November/December. There you have it, guys. We have some more alpha. Charles is basically showing us that we're probably going to get Glacier drop sometime between now and maybe like September, October. So it's not going to be late into Q4. It will be before November/December. Charles says altcoin season is not canceled for 2025. The second half is going to be great. Interesting. We're getting some predictions that we don't typically see from Charles. Charles says, I think the podcast is coming up in a few weeks, a week or two. It's exciting, huge podcast. I think people will really like it. So This is the post that, this is the news regarding JRE, people speculating that it's Rogan. Who knows? Charles did say it's the biggest podcast, so we're going to have to wait and see. If it's Joe Rogan or Lex or PBD or something, I would be impressed. But let me know, guys. Is he going to go on Joe Rogan? Charles says if Midnight is successful, it's the single biggest economic event in the history of Cardano. And I've seen him say this a couple of times, and I agree. I think Midnight will supercharge the whole ecosystem, providing services, multi-resource consensus, right? Midnight has over 100 partners. Brave was the latest one we announced, and a lot more will be announced from Midnight Foundation. And I didn't really think about this until it was mentioned, but think about it. Brave, VPN, geo restrictions, Midnight, selective disclosure, smart contracts with privacy. There's a lot more that at a browser level and a user level, I think we could see some cool stuff with VPN and Midnight. Charles says XRP support is coming to Lace. Yes. So I'm very happy about that. I've used XRP DeFi. I like XRP. I hold XRP. So I'm glad that there's good relations between Cardano with Charles and Ripple. And we'll see. Beyond just XRP support in Lace Wallet, beyond just being, Midnight airdrop to XRP, I would love to see RLUSD and maybe some deeper connection, deeper collaboration with XRPL. Charles says, I'm building Lace, Midnight, Quantum Hosky, and RealFi. If they're successful, they'll create billions of dollars of value for the Cardano ecosystem, bringing millions of users and a ton of transaction volume. Good stuff. So what else is going on, guys? SEC Chairman Paul Atkins says, I'm in favor of affording greater flexibility to market participants to self-custody crypto assets, especially where intermediation imposes unnecessary transaction costs or restricts the ability to get involved with staking and other on-chain activities. That is just brilliant. Need I say more? Paul Atkins, who spoke at Cardano Summit 2020, and now just coming out the get-go of really being pro DeFi, excellent. He also says that they are working on policy to exempt DeFi platforms from regulatory barriers. I like that. Watcher Guru continuing to report that Michael Saylor's strategy buys over 1,000 Bitcoin worth $110 million. $11.5 trillion BlackRock says wealth advisor adoption for Bitcoin is very early. So this altcoin season could be huge, guys. BlackRock's IBIT Spot Bitcoin ETF becomes the fastest ETF in history to reach $70 billion assets under management. Chainlink doing some great stuff too. But just a highlight here, Chainlink successfully facilitating Hong Kong and Australia CBDC stablecoin exchange in pilot with Visa, Fidelity, and China AMC. I don't like CBD stuff, but we're going to see a lot of innovation left and right around the world, and it's just going to create more FOMO, more speculation, and eventually retail won't be sidelined forever. Amazon announces $20 billion US investment to advance AI innovation. Finally, US and China to hold trade talks in London. So we'll see what happens. Ultimately, the market right now is excited. We recently just touched 0.7. So if you guys bought that 0.62 dip, congratulations. I do still think that's a fair value when it goes under 70 cents. I still think that 51 cent is the local floor. I don't really see us going lower again than that. And we're seeing some good strength, right? We're seeing some good strength at those lower levels. Market right now, exciting. Bitcoin has reclaimed 110,000, albeit Bitcoin dominance still very high at 64.7. ADA, again, looking nice. I like that. I like it when we're above 0.7. 7 is, my favorite number. So if we can hold above this, fantastic. If we dip, fantastic, because I'll buy more. You see, that's the psychology, guys. It's not that complicated. XRP, my third holding, 2.32. I like that. I think XRP has a great support, rock bottom floor at 192. I think it's the same thing with ADA at 51 cent. I don't know if Bitcoin's going to go to below 100. So we'll see. With all that drama, you saw all that drama between the president and Elon. We blinked at 100K and we're back at 110. You see, that's how quick it is. That's why I say zoom out. And guys, we've been talking about the Russell 2000 index, and it's getting closer to its old all-time highs. So we'll await for Bitcoin dominance to tumble, Russell 2000 to reclaim its previous highs, retail to return eventually post legislation like the Genius Act and Asset Structure Bill. And we're going to be, I think, in store for one of the biggest Giga Chad altcoin seasons that we've yet to see. We're slowly, though, seeing, more and more institutions jump in. Who are we going to give the shout out to? Well, I have bias because my name's Alex, right? And at the end of the day, he has so much mind share. So it's lovely to see him continue to support ADA, be optimistic with his predictions. And I think we'll easily surpass our previous all-time high and then some. Or in his words, even more. So guys, let me know what you guys are most excited about. There's so much good momentum in the market. Good to see some green finally. Good to see shorts being liquidated. Very satisfying. So smash that subscribe, smash that like. I'll see you guys in the next Angry Crypto Show.